Hello everyone, I'm Amaxter. We're back with Behind the Mod Season 3, Episode 10 with CreativeMD, who has made a lot of interesting Minecraft mods. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, before we get started, how did you get involved with Minecraft and modding for it?
Oh, um, it's been it's been a long time ago. Where um, I don't know how actually I got to the game, but I think I just saw it on YouTube and started to download it and cracked it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I just started to play around with it and was just amazed by the things you could do. And eventually, I started to see some things which could have been done better or things which were missing. So I started actually rather early to implement something. I think the first thing I started to implement was copper ore. By that time I was not really good in programming, so I think that was around beta 1.7, and I just copied all the stuff from iron and tried to do the same for copper. And really starting to modding, I think I think 1.2.5 or something like that, in the full version. This was the first time where I really started to mod something. I think
And what and what
yeah,
was that first like big mod you did?
I think random additions, if you still know that one.
I think I might have heard of it. Was that like I'm guessing it's kind of like a miscellaneous content mod?
Yeah, somehow. So yeah, tools and some other stuff, decoration blocks. And I eventually added a energy system, windmills and water mills.
Huh.
Yeah, but it was, yeah, it's already abandoned quite a while.
And I think the first Minecraft mod I remember being attributed to you was Minecraft Loader, which was just like it gave you a loading progress thing, and I found that like a really cool utility for mod packs and stuff around like 1.5 or 1.6.
Yeah, but Random Additions was actually before that, and ItemPhysics as well, which was it started as a part of Random Addition, and then got a separate mod
Yeah,
eventually.
and item physics isn't really a content mod, but it does this cool thing with items where you can it like displays them in a really cool way that makes more sense than the way it does in vanilla.
Yeah.
And there's actual physics to them, like they can sink in water if they're like certain materials and stuff, and they can burn up and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
So how did you get the idea to do something like that, like to take a basic mechanic in Minecraft and like make it better?
Actually, a friend of mine just asked me if I could manipulate the rendering of the items and just make them flat so they don't spin around, they just lay down. And then I I just did it, and it was rather easy. And I thought, yeah, maybe implement some spinning as well. And then I eventually thought um, of I think actually Mob Decemberment from Aichan. We use that a lot. And if you kill a zombie in water, like all the parts like spin really slow in the water and it just looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought like, okay, that might be a cool thing to do as well. And then I think I just dropped a wooden plank in the water and then was realizing, oh, actually that should swim. So yeah, just started to do that and added all the other parts of physics as well. The Yeah, like if you die in lava and then okay, actually not all things should burn, and then you just implement it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and did you find like when people want to use your mod and say they want to use it with mods, like how hard was it to get it to be compatible with other items and stuff?
Yeah, it always depends on how the modders implement their item rendering. Actually, most of the machines had issues with spinning items. I don't think it's a big problem in the newer versions in 1.10 or 1.11, but it used to be a big issue in 1.6 or 1.7. So I got a lot of reports from people who say, yeah, it's mod causing issues with certain blocks, and then I had to contact the author of those mods and tell them how to fix it.
But now are you able to like say, if a mod adds its own type of stone, you can tell it's a type of stone, and so it'll behave like stone physics wise.
Oh yeah, you mean yeah? Most of the stuff, the blocks are. I'm just taking the materials, so those are rather easy to implement. So if the mod adds a new type of wood, then like it already automatically works, but it doesn't work for items because those are just it's just a
Items,
list which can burn and which not because there are
yeah,
no special properties for them.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. And but like I think you made a lot of like um visual style mods or like you made AmbientSounds, which basically just takes these nice sound files and inserts them into different biomes and stuff. And you made CommandCam or no, it's CMD because your name's
Yeah,
CreativeMD. That
yeah.
makes sense. You made CMDCam, which is like a really cool machinima tool, right?
Yeah, I mean it's basically just a rip off of Camera Studio. I
But
don't
it's
know.
more fully featured in a way because you can actually like you can film yourself. You don't need another person filming if you want to do something.
Yeah, that's actually something you could do with Camera Studio as well.
What?
You like Camera Studio used to have a recorder, so you could actually play, and they uh, they would film or the mod would film the path and record it, and you could later on would have a video file. But I actually never used it, and instead just disable. So you're inside the camera, and you but you still play a character on the screen. And so I thought this would be a good way to a good thing to implement in my mod as well, because it's actually really useful if you're just alone or like yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did you was it just useful for you personally? Like, did you want to make videos in that style, or did you find that you had people who were asking you, "Hey, like, I want to make these special kind of Minecraft cinematic videos or whatever. Can you make a mod like this for me?" Like, how did that come about?
It's actually only for personal use. Um, I've made a few movies for different kind of groups. I mean, used to be in a little YouTube movie group, and so they required some mod like that. So I created it, and I used it for my movie, The Stranded Man, which is actually unfortunately abandoned again. But yeah, it's actually only for personal use, and eventually I just decided to upload it because yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. Well, stuff like that's really cool. Like being able to turn Minecraft into kind of like GTA. Like I love games that support this. Like basically turning it into a filmmaking tool that you can tell stories in.
Yeah, yeah, but it's still not as good as a replay mod. But yeah, it I definitely use it from for actually most of my trailers and videos.
You use the replay mod.
No, my mod, the
Oh, okay,
replay
okay.
mod. But replay mod, if you really want to make a film and you don't want to annoy all your actors, then I think the replay mod is the way to go.
Yeah. So you think your mod's better just for your personal use?
Yeah, if you want to keep it simple and just have a like, if you just want to make a cinematic or just one person moving around, I think then my mod is just pretty simple and easy to use.
Mm-hmm. And you've had these more recent mods like AmbientSounds and the picture frame one that kind of are these immersive style mods. It let you like the picture frame lets you put in your own images, and AmbientSounds basically gives a lot of biomes their own sounds, which a little bit like dynamic surroundings. It just gives you a lot more presence in the game, I think. Where did you get the ideas for those?
Um, I used to I used to have a Let's Play channel on YouTube, and in my Let's Play, I always added some ambient sounds in the background. And eventually I thought, okay, maybe a simple mod would do it as well, just depending on the biome it plays a sound, or if you're in a cave. And I think online picture frame. I've seen some implementations of of pictures, but most of them you have to upload the file, and then I think most of the people have the problem that the server has a limited storage, so you would always end up having some storage issues, or it takes the server a long time to send all the images to the client who logs in, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, like, just use pictures from the internet, so you just paste in an URL and you will have it. And yeah, I mean, today everybody has internet, especially if he's playing on the server,
Yeah.
so that's not really a problem anymore.
Yeah, there's been a ton of mods that like, or a few. There's been a few mods before that have done that thing, but I haven't seen any that do it in the way you can just paste like a link, without having to upload your own image and restart your game or something. And you have all this crazy stuff in it, like you support GIFs, and your other mod, which we'll talk about, LittleTiles. Um, how did you like? Was it a challenge just doing all that stuff in this mod?
Are we talking about LittleTiles or still online picture frame?
Online picture frame, like just doing all the crazy stuff, like supporting GIFs in Minecraft and letting it work with your little tiles mod, like all that stuff.
The basic images are really simple. It's just like, I think I've done finished this mod in 1 day. Um, yeah, but the GIFs were more complicated to implement, and it's actually someone just gave me his code how to like, it's actually a GIF decoder which allows me to it's just a neat library where it makes things really simple, and I can just give it to the decoder, and he will give me all images back, all images and the animation, and then I can just put them on the screen and render them.
Hmm.
So it's difficult, but thanks to this guy, I don't have to do it.
Yeah, that's nice, and I think it's a really cool tool, especially if you're just doing a role play server or anything. Really, you can kind of you can do stuff without having to add in your own blocks or custom textures. You can just really quickly place a special frame down with that image. Um, and your other mod is in a similar vein, lets you kind of customize the game, but like customize in terms of building. It's LittleTiles, which a lot of people have compared to Chisels and Bits, but I think if I remember right, you were working on it a while before Chisels and Bits came out, right?
Uh, I don't know. Actually, I started this mod more than 2 years ago, but I
Hmm.
don't know when Chisel and Bits came out.
I think it came out like a year ago for 1.8, if I'm correct. I mean, maybe it was being worked on before, but it came out publicly, I think, in around 1.89 or so, 1.8.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a similar style of mod where you can place these micro blocks, and it's a little more, I guess, from what I've seen, geared towards creative use. Like you can do a lot of fancy stuff with it. In terms of like you can have all these animated blocks in it. You can have like doors, all these mechanics in it. It's very in depth. What gave you the idea to do that and like to tackle that kind of challenge of putting in this very complex microblock system as a building thing in Minecraft?
Um, it's actually an idea which has built up over many years. I think at least 3 or 4 years. Like, the first time I saw Red Power and those microblocks, I loved them, but there was a certain limitation that you couldn't place them everywhere you want to, but only in the corners and at the sides.
Hmm.
So I thought, yeah, that is missing. And I think some years later, as I learned more about how Minecraft rendering works and everything else, I started to implement it, and already had huge plans on doors and structures, but it took a while. I think over 1 year before I could implement doors the first time, because it's just really complicated, and there are so many things which could fail, and I think this mod had a lot of issues and bugs, and it took over, I think, 1 or 2 months until the structure system was like really working. And like there were so many issues that like once you reload the world, the structure wouldn't load anymore, and then it was just gone, and that's really awful. But like once you figure out what is causing the issue, like eventually it starts to get more stable, and then yeah, more things come. Like then you're able to add more content as like animated doors or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and why did you want to do that? Like, did you just want to be able to customize stuff a lot yourself? Were people asking you about it? Like, why do you want to do all this crazy stuff, like, making your own doors with it? What inspired that?
Hmm, I don't know. I love to build myself. Um, I yeah, I would just love to see people using my mod and build some awesome stuff. And like I actually use it for also for movies as a film set. And I mean, there's just gives a lot more detail to everything, so you can build something which looks more realistic than a regular Minecraft door or Minecraft blocks would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the motivation behind it.
So, do you think it's kind of a different focus than Chisels and Bits?
Um, maybe I've never used chisel and bits in that way. I've like the first time I saw it was I think half a year ago, and was kind of surprised someone else picked up my idea or like had the same idea. I don't know like how he got this idea, but as far as I can tell, chisel and bits, yeah, like you do a lot of decorations with that, but it does not provide way to build more crazy stuff like multi-block structures or doors or anything like that. So it's more decoration than actual gameplay, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think like the dream of having micro blocks, like true micro blocks, and that you can like fully functional like blocks you can just place down to take up a 16th or a 64th, whatever the space. That's been a long time coming in Minecraft. We've had like the little blocks mod a while ago.
Yeah,
And then there was the Gulliver mod that let you change size so you could actually walk around in your tiny castle or whatever. It's kind of a shame that we don't have something quite like that in 111 or 110. But why do you think that is? Like, why do you think people like building small stuff? Is it so they can put more detail in it?
yes, I think like what the blocks in Minecraft are certain limitation because they're just too big. So like you can put detail into Minecraft buildings, but then they have to be huge. Like every time you see like a new cinematic, then they always build some crazy huge stuff because you can't put details into smaller structures, and that might allows you to yeah. I mean, you can just add so much detail inside one block, and you can just build a wall and where you can just put some kind of pattern on it or whatever you want to. So you have a way you can like make something unique within small space. I think that is really high appreciated.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like you can basically design your own blocks or your own kind of models in game if you can think about it that way, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Um, what are your plans for other mods? Like, do you plan to just focus on your like item physics, online picture frame, and little tiles? Do you want to work on new mods? What do you want to do with that?
I already have a few mods which still need to be finished. I still need to finish them. So actually, I don't want to start too many projects at a time. It's been my problem for years now. So at the moment, I just want to make all my mods which are public stable. And then if I find time for the other stuff, I will try to implement new mods or create some new content for the already existing ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to stay focused because like it depends on modder to modder. Like Amadorn's, the creator of like Super Circuit Maker, and like Blue Power and stuff. They just go crazy. They make a mod and then they make another mod, and sometimes your mod gets abandoned. But it's also nice to support the mods you already have. I think because lots of people like those mods a lot, especially I think like LittleTiles and ItemPhysic. Those mods have found like very passionate users, I think.
Yes. Oh, but LittleTiles is rather easy to to support because it's just a really simple mod actually.
Well, not I don't know. I don't see it as a simple mod, but you think it's for you to like, to make it as a simple mod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's I don't quite understand that because there's a lot of complicated stuff going on in that, like the doors. But I
Yeah,
guess
LittleTiles is yeah that is complicated, of course. But item physics is really simple.
oh, you mean item physics is
Yeah,
simple. Okay,
LittleTiles is not simple.
that makes more sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Some are easier than others. Do you ever plan to make like a content mod that adds its own like new blocks and stuff? Or do you plan to like keep doing stuff with expanding mechanics already in the game?
Yeah, I think the Minecraft community has already a lot of mods which add new blocks and machines. I mean, they're really good ones, and like I don't know. I think 1.7 we had a time where there were just so many.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be said. I think as content mods, there's already a lot of them, and in 110 and 111, we're seeing some. But then again, there's always the opportunity for you to make like a CMD tech or whatever, because there's still not a lot of tech mods in 110 or 111. But I guess it's also nice to make those kind of mods that people more of the core mods, not technical core mods, but just core mods for packs, core mods that people like always need to play as. Like I'm sure that people who are used to item physics want it in every mod pack they play, whereas opposed to like a mod like the Aether or Thaumcraft, they might not want that kind of mod in every pack they play because it's a much more themed mod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's also a ton of work. Like if we really have a huge tech mod, or I mean they basically have like they have so many blocks, so many things you can do, and that just takes a lot of time. And so if I would do something like that, it would either take ages to finish it, or all the other projects would suffer from it, and it would not be good.
Yeah. And when you see like looking at 112, which looks to be, I don't know, kind of scary for modders from what we've seen. What do you think about new versions? Like in particular, like how we've had like three or four new versions in the last like few months. How Mojang's been really quickening the pace lately.
Actually, I like the new versions. I think they're quite fun, and porting is rather easy to do. Um, because there are no big changes or like redesigns of how things work. So I mean, like most of the stuff you can just copy and paste and then make a few adjustments and then it will work. And I think that's kind of cool. Um, if we don't have that many game breaking things, so modders don't have to spend hours and hours and rework their mods in order to
Mm-hmm.
stay updated.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
sometimes it's hard. It depends on what mod kind of mods you make. Because if you make a mod with a lot of custom models, then it's been a rough time for the past year or two.
yes, indeed. Yeah, LittleTiles was also really difficult to update. But yeah, the only problem I have with the new versions is that yeah, people like to stick at one version and then you always have to backport them on. So updating isn't that difficult. Well, to support three different versions at a time and then having issues on one version but not on the other one, that could get kind of difficult. So I would love to see more and more people update to the newer versions rather quickly.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of hoping personally that people just get on 111 quick because it looks like 112 is going to be a bit of a roadblock. So it'd be nice to kind of have some sort of stability instead of having to move from 110 to 111 or 112. Um, do you think like stuff like terracotta? How do you think that's going to work with LittleTiles? Do you have any ideas about that yet?
No, but I think it's a similar issue you have with locks. I mean, wooden locks, because you can also place them directional. And I was already thinking of a a tool which will allow you to rotate them. So like you would rotate the lock and not the tile itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I got no idea. I've never used those blocks, and I don't know what is important to them and whatnot. I
Yeah,
think we shall see in the future.
yeah, we'll find out. Well, thanks for coming on today, on Behind the Mod, and thank you everyone for watching. Do you have any more closing thoughts?
Um, Update, update to the newest version, please,
Yeah.
and stop asking for 1.7.10 parts.
Can you please give me a 1.2.5 version? Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully people update. Because updating is always good. You know, like you should update your Windows, you should update your Minecraft. Yeah, thank you again for coming on. And again, thank you all of you guys for watching. You can catch us on YouTube as a podcast, on iTunes, Google Play, all that jazz. And yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey everyone, quick note after the show. Thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. If you want to join them, people like Seth who support me, then feel free to check out my Patreon in the video description. And also Notecraft, amazing Minecraft host. They sponsor my channel and my mod packs with the server, which is soon to come for all of you guys to play on, and they are great. You can check out the link in the description for 15% off your first month with Notecraft. They are a great host. They have a custom control panel, really easy to install mod packs, any mod you want. It's awesome. The great support. I love them. If you want to do that, then feel free to check out that link. Thanks, and see you in the next one.